Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Hindsight. So in my last video, I highlighted the issue of mental stress in graduate school, which is actually related to the amount of stress and sometimes depression that graduate students have to go through because of the many readings that they do. However, in today's video, I am going to be sharing techniques that have worked for me on how to read fast, and I think anyone can benefit from this. But before I dive into the video, let me quickly put out this disclaimer that there is no perfect method to reading fast. Also, how you read can be affected by many other factors, such as your level of education, your field of study, and so on. For me, for example, despite my many years of experience, every now and then, I don't read as fast as I would like to. And to be honest, I prefer to read at my own pace. However, when you have so much work to do and deadlines, you need to manage your time. So fast reading is all about time management. Now, let's dive into the video. You need to be aware that different techniques go with different types of reading materials. For example, you may need to read for a class, an exam, or an assignment. All these fall in the same category, but how you read for them can be different depending on the type of reading materials, whether it's a textbook, an article, or a novel kind of book. If you're going to read for an exam or an assignment, I suggest the first thing to do is to read carefully the instructions or the questions that you have to answer. Whilst doing that, make sure to highlight the keywords. If it's a textbook that you have to read, I suggest that you go straight to the first few pages of the textbook that contain all the chapters and the subheadings and subsections. Whilst doing that, make sure to look out for the keywords of interest. And once you have figured out those chapters that contain the keywords of your interest, go into those chapters and scan all the subheadings for the titles that contain the keywords that you are interested in. And once you've done that, go to the subheading sections and scan quickly for the keyword that you're interested in. And whilst you are doing that, make sure to highlight the sentences that contain the keywords that you're interested in. And once you've done that, you can then go in and read those highlighted sentences and use the information to answer your questions or to prepare for your exams. If you're going to read for an article, I suggest that you read the abstract first. But if there is no abstract, go ahead and read the first and last paragraph of the introduction, and then once you're done, go and read the first paragraph of each subheading section. And once you're done, and you're in the conclusion, read the first paragraph, the middle paragraph, and the last paragraph of the conclusion. You will find that once you've done this, you will have a good idea of what the article is about. However, if you're a graduate student and you need to read for a class, you might need a different set of techniques to help you. And here are the techniques. First of all, I like to go straight to the syllabus and go to the list of the week's readings. Sometimes, professors include reading aims for each week that they want students to understand from the readings. However, if that isn't included in your syllabus, all you need to do is read the entire list of readings that you have to do for that week. Read the title of each material that you have to read. Look for the keywords, and if there are more than one readings that you have to do, try to connect the running themes and keywords of all the reading lists, because this is going to be your guide to reading. Once you've done that, all you need to do is go straight to the reading materials. Most of your readings, or if all your readings are articles, you can just apply the same techniques that I just previously discussed. And if you're going to be using a textbook, you can equally use the same techniques I already discussed. However, if you're going to be using a book that is more like a novel and doesn't have many chapters and subheadings, this is what I suggest you do. Divide the book into 5 sections so that there are 3 middles. What you would want to do is read the first 5 to 10 pages of the book and then go straight to the first middle and read the first 5 to 10 pages of that middle. If you want, you can actually read up to 15 or even 20 pages depending on how many pages there are overall in the book. Once you've done that, you can then do the same or repeat the same things for the next 2 middle sections. And finally, you can then read the 5 to 10 last pages of the book. And keep in mind that whilst doing this, you are going to be looking out for the keywords and the running themes throughout the book. Make sure to highlight those as you go. There you have it. You should have a modest idea of what the book is about. And if you feel like you need more time or you need to understand more, then you're free to read more. But make sure that at the end, whether it's a book or an article that you read as a graduate student, to have answers. Sure that at the end, whether it's a book or an article that you read as a grad student, that you have answers to these 5 points. First, what is the topic, research question or key aim of the reading? 2. How did the book or the article go about achieving the key aim? 3. What did they find? Or did they achieve or did they not achieve the aims that they set out to achieve? 4. What are the implications of the findings or the readings in general? And 5. How do they relate to or address the topic of interest? Before I end this video, graduate students and all students alike need to know that while it is always good to come prepared to class to discuss, it is almost as equally good to come prepared with questions. So don't panic if you feel like you don't understand completely the reading materials. Professors actually like it, especially when graduate students come to class with questions, because it helps to enhance the class discussions. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please consider liking and sharing. Also, you can comment if you think you have more suggestions on how to read fast. See you in the next video, and thanks for watching. Bye.